CNT120 Chapter 2 Lab. We just got done cabling the Harrisburg side of the network. We're now going to do that exact same process on the Philadelphia side. So over here we're going to worry about getting these workstations cabled into the network. So let's go to the physical tab again. I'm going to navigate back out and we're going to find the Philadelphia city over here. We'll open this office building, and we're going to see a similar arrangement. We have a box over here, some workstations, closet. So let's get the horizontal cabling in. We'll do the horizontal cabling first, and then we'll do our cabling in the closets and so forth. So horizontal cabling, we're going to go from the outlet here. Remember, punch down into the closet, into the rack, into this patch panel, punch down 1. I'm going to repeat that process for the other 3 ports here. Punch down 2 into the closet, into punch down 2, punch down 3 over here, into the closet patch panel, punch down 3, we're keeping organized, and then last but not least we'll do punch down 4 over to the closet, patch panel, punch down 4. So now the horizontal cabling is in place. Let's click on the closet. We'll go into the closet and we'll plug the patch cables in here. Now you'll see in this rack we have the router, we have our servers in here. There's a couple servers in there. Then we have the switch and the patch panel. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can get to my patch panel. And we're going to go cable, jack 1 here to port 1 here. So jack 1 over here to the switch, phase Ethernet 0/1 is port 1. We're going to go jack 2 up here to right below it, phase Ethernet 0/2 is port 2. Jack 3 up here, top row, phase Ethernet 0/3 is port 3. Then here we need jack 4 over to our switch, phase Ethernet 0/4. Excellent. We now have the closet cables in. Let's back out a level. And now we're going to do the work area cables. So we'll do the PC here into port 1, jack 1, and then we'll do laptop into jack 2. There we go. So now we have the work area cables in place. So we're going to now do the same thing over here. We're going to set the IP addressing to pick up an IP address. In this case, it should be coming from the server, the DHCP server in this closet now. So I'll click on the PC, open the desktop, IP config, and I'm going to go DHCP. And it should pick up an IP address from the DHCP server. We're going to cycle that again. Okay, we're going to cycle that again. There we go. And now we have an IP. The links might have still been settling. I think I hurried it a little bit. So now we have an IP address from the DHCP server on this side. Okay, and we're going to try to open the web browser and browse that website again. It is local, but if I'm able to get there, then I know all of my cabling and my IP address setting information is correct. ORG. And there we go, we're opening that web server, web page. And let's do the same process now for the laptop. We'll go to the desktop here, IP config, and we're going to cycle that over to DHCP. And we should be picking up a 192.168. There we go. Good, good, good. We'll go to the browser, and we'll try to load the web page from our web server at this site. There we go. So since I'm able to load that web page, then I know that cabling at layer 1, my network cards and ports at layer 2 are functioning, and my IP addressing information at layer 3 is correct. That's the only reason I'd be able to open that web page. Excellent. Okay, so at this point, we have all that done. We're going to gather proof now that we have everything functioning. And if you haven't done it already, you might want to do a file save as on this guy. I typically save mine as like demo, that I know that this is the one I have working. You might want to call it finished or something like that. But I'll save that. That way I have that in case anything interrupts me and I need to come back and finish it up later. I have all this progress so far. So what we're going to do is at the Harrisburg PC, we're going to gather a little results from the PC to show that, yes, this is all functioning. So I'm going to back out here. And actually, if I want to, at this point, I could go to the Logical tab. And I can see here's my Harrisburg side and all the equipment and everything cabled up. And over here's the Philadelphia side, all my equipment and everything cabled up. I can do all this from here if I want to. So I'm going to go to the Harrisburg PC, open a command prompt, and I'm going to gather some results. I'm going to open the command prompt right here, and I'm going to issue the command ipconfig to show the IP addressing that this machine currently has. That shows this right here. If I didn't have anything cabled right, that DHCP would not work right, and I would get a different number, and a PIPA, a 169 number, which we'll learn about in Chapter 3. That would indicate that I don't have a cabled connection. So since I see the 192.168, I know I'm getting that from the router DHCP server. Excellent. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a ping to that web server. So we'll do a ping, www.cnt.org, and we're going to try to ping that web server. Now, since everything's up and functioning, I should get, a couple replies here. If the first one or two does not make it, that's okay. As long as I get some down here, as long as I get some successful replies, I'll be okay. If I do it and I only get maybe like one reply, I can turn right around and do that again, and I should get, 4 successful replies. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a couple replies indicating the traffic did get there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy these results and save them into a text file. So I'm going to scroll up here. I'm going to highlight all of this, the ipconfig, and then my ping. I'm going to right-click on top of this and do a copy. Okay. I'm then going to open a notepad or text editor file on my PC, notepad or text editor, and I'm going to paste these results in. Now, what I'll do real quick here is put myself a label, CNT120, Chapter 2 Lab, and I'll even put a note in here that this is my Harrisburg, if I can type today, PC, there we go. And then I'll paste those results in. And I can just right-click paste, or I can do a Control-V, and that'll paste that in. And what I'll do is I'll save this text file now, because I'm going to add to it. I'll call it the Chapter 2 Lab file, if you will. So File, Save As. I'm going to go to my 120. I got to find my 120 folder. CNT120 Spring 24. I have a Chapter 2 Lab. I'll place it in there. That way I know where my files are. So I'm calling this 120 Chapter 2 Lab. I think that's what we're calling it. 120 Chapter 2 Lab. There we go. And I will leave that TXT on there, or make sure it's there. .txt, and then I'll do a save. And now I have the Harrisburg PC showing that everything is functioning correctly. We're going to do the same thing on the Philadelphia PC. So I'm going to leave that text file open. I will close this Harrisburg PC console. I'll go over to the Harrisburg PC, and I'll open a command prompt there, and I'm going to do the exact same process. ipconfig. This I should be seeing the 192.168.30 because it's on that network. The Harrisburg side was the 10 network. The Philadelphia side is the 30 network. Okay, they're their own each network, so they have their they have their own numbering scheme, if you will, slightly different, so that it identifies them. Almost like two different streets in a town. They have to have unique names, otherwise all the streets would blend together. I'm then going to do my ping. I think I have you do the same ping to cnt.org. Yep, I have you ping cnt.org. So www.cnt.org. And again, I should be looking for a couple successfuls. If you don't get successfuls, again, you can try it again to see if you do the second time around, but also check your typing. Check your typing. Typos on these commands, it won't understand if you type something wrong. It goes, well, I don't understand what you want me to do. So if need be, repeat those till you get your successful. All right, we're going to highlight all this again. I will do a copy, right-click copy. I'm going to go to my text file, and over here I'll put myself a note that this is the Philadelphia PC. And I will paste those results in and save. So if I were to look at these a little closer now, the Harrisburg side is the 10 network, And over here on the Philadelphia side, it's the 30 network. See the 30 there in the middle? So these look similar, but they are slightly different. They would need to be so they are their own unique networks for each site, if you will. All right, so I have those results. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to save this so I have it for submission at the end of the lab. There's the first part of our Chapter 2 lab, kind of the infrastructure part. I'm going to close this for now. I don't actually need the packet tracer open anymore, so I can, I'll do a quick save on this, and then I will close it. And in the next podcast, we're going to move on to part 2. We're going to start doing some documentation of our network.